Lactantius De Mortibus Persecutorum, Episode 18. Nam cum multa mirabilia opera fabricasset, cum Capitolium aliaque nobilia monumenta fecisset, senatus ita nomen eius persecutus est, ut neque titulorum eius relinquerentur, ulla vestigia, gravissime decretis etiam, mortuo notam in uraret ad ignominiam sempiternam. Lactantius continues discussing the reign and persecution and the memory of Domitian. For, although cum many marvelous works fabricasset he had constructed or caused to be built, multa mirabilia opera are neuter, plural, and accusative. Multa, as an adjective of degree, naturally goes before opera, and mirabilia here is placed before opera at the author's discretion. This is the noun opus operis, which is a third declension, neuter noun, opus operis, and it is the object of fabricasset. Fabricasset, in turn, is third singular, and it is a pluperfect subjunctive. The third principal part of the first conjugation verb fabrico fabricare is fabricavi or fabricavisse, if one wishes to take it like that, as Orberg does. And so then on this stem is added the subjunctive ending, fabricasset. For although he had built, or caused to be built, many marvelous works, although cum Capitolium aliaque nobilia monumenta fecisset, although he had constructed the capital, built up the capital, and additional marvelous works of architecture, alia nobilia monumenta, and these are neuter, plural, accusative, also like multa mirabilia opera, and fecisset, like fabricasset, is third singular, pluperfect subjunctive, active. So then, for these two clauses we have, for nam, although he had built multa mirabilia opera, although he had ornamented the capital with other tremendous works of architecture, the Senate, here's our subject, masculine, singular, and nominative. It's a fourth declension noun. The Senate persecutus est, his name, nomen eius, to such a degree. It's interesting, of course, and ironic that Lactantius uses this verb, persecutus est, from the third conjugation verb persequor, persequi, which is the one he uses for persecute. The Senate so attacked his name that, here is now the result. Notice how ita sets up the result clause to such an extent that neque titulorum eius ulla vestigia relinquerentur, that neither of his titles, titulorum eius, did any traces, ulla vestigia, remain or were left. Ulla vestigia, neuter, plural, and nominative. A vestigium is a footprint or any trace generally, and ulla, modifying it, means any. So any traces, titulorum, of his titles, masculine, plural, and genitive, a titulus, of his titles, and relinquerentur is imperfect subjunctive, third plural, and passive, that none of his titles remained whatsoever. The Senate also, etiam, burned in uraret a mark on his death with decrees, by means of senatorial decrees, and did so gravissime, most seriously. This is a superlative adverb, gravissime, and the subjective in uraret is supplied by senatus. The object is notam, the indirect object is mortuo. And because mortuo is from the adjective mortuus meaning someone dead, and not the noun mors mortis, we know that it refers to Domitian when he was dead rather than to the death as an abstraction. So the Senate burned a mark on him when dead by very severe decrees ad ignominiam sempiternam, for his everlasting disgrace. In uraret we might translate as to brand, notam in uraret. This does not mean they put some kind of mark on his body, but by wiping out all the monuments to his rule, they branded his name, so to speak. Down below here we can see a plan of the various fora in Rome, and one can see here the Forum Nervae. This is the Forum of Nerva, which was actually begun by Domitian, but after Domitian's assassination it was completed and dedicated in honor of his successor.